Hello everyone and welcome back to another edition of Rich T Racing. In today's video we are going to be trying to work out what is the fastest F1 car from the various eras, and to do that we will be climbing up the Goodwood Hillclimb. When I say we, what I really mean is James Derrick, because he's the one that is capable of doing all these things. And speaking of which, say hello Derrick.
Hello.
Right, so with all that done and dusted, the first thing we're going to do, the McLaren MP4-4. I'm going to hazard a guess that this is from 1988 and is the most dominant Formula One car of all time. It won 15 out of 16 races and is one of the last proper great mechanical cars of all time. After this, obviously, there were a few more years, but then that's when one of the next cars that will be coming up, the Williams from 1992, will be coming in. So we thought it was important to have this car on the hill climb, see how it compares to the rest of the cars we're going to be testing. So, nice and easy, now heading up towards the chicane that's got a wall in the way, and it looks like we've gone through there nice and fast, all good through there, and we're into what is effectively a nice relaxing climb up the hill towards the start finish line, and I believe we are going to come across the line in a 38.5. We now move on to the car I mentioned earlier. This isn't the 1992 Williams, this is the 1993, the FW15C, I'm going to say. And as I mentioned earlier, this is where technology and electronics came into their own. And I think it's pretty safe to say that any sort of F1 technology, driver aids, all that sort of stuff, also stuff that you see in your road cars these days, can have its roots back to this car and its predecessor, the 1992 machine. Come through the chicane that's got a wall in it, coming through at a breathtaking speed. Through there, we're already coming up the hill towards the start finish line, and there we go across the line in a 32 point something. I couldn't quite see what it was. I'm sure Derek will correct me as to what it was.
That was a 32.670.
Another car we can't really factor in for is the next car, is the Ferrari F2004. Now, before we get into that, not much to really tell about this car, apart from the fact that if you look at Michael Schumacher's record in this car during the 2004 season, he literally won every race except for Monaco up until he won the championship in Belgium. Go and look on Wikipedia as to this car's racing record in that 2004 season. It is actually quite scary. Towards the chicane that's got a wall in it, although it looks like we're going pretty fast through there, so we could be in for a decent time compared to the Williams, although as we now come into the 30, there goes 32, there goes the Williams time. So the Ferrari 2004, one of the greatest cars of all time, is slower up Goodwood than a 1993 Williams. I think that just shows how brilliant that Williams car is. So we now move on to the McLaren MP4-22. Again, there's not too much to say about this car, apart from the fact that, was it the 2007 car, Derek, or the 2008?
This is the 2007 car, but there are minimal differences, so...
Yeah, so what we're going to be watching right now is the Ferrari 2007 car going up the hill climb. Obviously, this is the car that was embroiled in the, Spygate, I think they called it. And yeah. McLaren got done 100 million euros for it, and that ultimately cost them their Mercedes partnership. Towards the end of the lap, it looks like there goes the Williams time, and we come across the line in, I could not see what that was, so Derek, you will once again have to inform me as to what the time was.
That was a 33.005.
Lovely stuff. And now we come on to the bit that I think, obviously, there have been a fair few videos on YouTube in recent years of, it was Martin Brundle taking one of the only 3 Brawn cars that exist up the Goodwood Hillclimb. I think actually that one is the only one that runs now. And this for me, just before we get into it, this for me is my favourite F1 car of all time. This car was just phenomenal. Born out of the ashes of Honda, took 6 race wins out of the first 7 races, and ultimately went on to claim the Drivers' and Constructors' Championship with Jenson Button and Rubens Barrichello through the easy left-hander. And we come across the line in, was that a 33, Derek, or was that a 32? Again, I couldn't quite see.
A 32.572.
As we now come on to into the 2017 era, and it should be pointed out just before we start this isn't actually a 2017 car, or certainly it's not based on any actual cars you'll see there from the livery. I think the livery itself comes from the Red Bull camo from that year. We're coming through now, we're just cutting through the right-hander, we're taking it once again, I'll say it again, breathtaking speed, bit of dust coming up as we come into the braking zone, into the fast left-hander, and we're now heading up towards the chicane that's got a wall in it, and we're coming through there fantastically. It might look as fast as the other cars before it, but due to the cars being much wider, I'm sure it's going to be a fantastic lap time. We come across in, is that a 32.1, Senor Derek? I think that's what I saw.
Yeah, 32.146.
Now we come on to our final car of the day. It's the 2019 Ferrari car, even though it's got a slightly different nose on the front. So we're heading through the first couple of right-handers now. I'm sure we'll have the DRS open and the ERS working in tandem to help give this car the best chance of being the fastest of the day. Heading through the tight left-hander with a heavy braking zone, heading up now towards the chicane that's got a wall in it. We're looking very good at the moment. This will hopefully be the car that beats the 2017 time. It would be very embarrassing for Ferrari if their 2019 car isn't faster, and we come across the line in, is that a 30.8, Mr. Derek?
No, that is a 31.003.
So 31.003, there we go. Brilliant stuff. So I think before we go any further dangerously off topic, I think that's a very good point to end. Again, if you enjoyed this video, do be sure to like, comment, subscribe. If you want to see us do more videos like this, you want to see different cars going up the Goodwood Hillclimb or different eras of different motor racing, then do be sure to let us know in the comments below. But for now, I think the only thing that is left for us to say is goodbye.
Goodbye.